Whatever exists is one life, unity. Nothing is separate, nothing isolated. This beggar is related to the sun, to the moon, to the infinite cosmos. This beggar is not limited to this body.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye, say, rejoice and be exceeding glad. For which
he talks about, Jesus is prosecuted for his righteousness, persecuted right for his righteousness and the man and all other good things. But all these are done by men who have been speaking so of evil of him. And the reward for this is very great in heaven.
Do not mind this,
Do
for
not
the
mind,
reward. Blessed are you. The reward is great.
That you are the sort of the yes.
What was the persecution?
What was the persecution?
speak in the name of Christ, God.
To speak in the name of
God.
God.
Then the persecution in the what that is yet to come, I think, after the Sermon on the Mount,
Yes.
maybe that he'll be made to
Only
carry the
after that.
cross and he'll be
They-
crucified.
Which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
Righteousness sake, that is to be honest and righteousness
And
and God.
all those people are out, gone in search
Who,
of Jesus.
who was persecuting them?
Pilate, King Pilate,
I think everybody around them.
Pontius Pilate and
his men.
men and also the Jews, they were also persecuted.
All society has
Society as a whole.
Society,
The men of Pilate.
Jews.
No, Pontius
everybody
Pilate and the
everybody
soldiers
was-
did not really have much to do with it, except the Jews set them upon Christ, because the Jews did not want Christ to preach this new order.
That's not all, but I think that in Gospel, Christ is speaking about everybody.
Everybody
Everybody
was
in
against,
general, and
the-
Jesus in particular. It was both particular and general.
Because I remember this Pontius Pilate washes his hands of this judgment, because he is not the person who finally decides that Christ should be, I mean, he gives the order, but actually he says he has nothing to do with it, because he is not convinced that Jesus has committed a crime. But he won't have anything to, he doesn't prevent it also. He goes along with the prosecutors of Christ.
The heads of the Jewish,
Yes, yes.
the synagogue.
Synagogue,
Jews.
yes.
But the Sermon of the Mount is at the beginning
Before all this
words
starts.
of Christ, at the beginning. And I don't think that Christ was speaking against Jews because Christ was Jew himself.
No,
Christ
no.
was Jew himself.
Christ was a Jew himself, but he led the Jewish people saying that this is the order that you have to follow and I am the Son of God. And the Jews objected to that, saying that there is only one God, that is Jehovah, whatever it is, that's unpronounceable. And he cannot call himself the Son of God, and he cannot question our practices. Mainly he was against money changers and other evils associated, and they had become very
Cruel,
yes, very cruel, and they had started following all kinds of foolish practices. So Christ questioned all that, amongst other things, and so the Jews were against him, and mainly against money
The
changers.
Orthodox Jews of the synagogue, They were the one who passed on the judgment that he should be persecuted. All senior priests of the synagogue passed the judgment.
All the rabbis were against him because they thought that he was cutting the faith from the Jews, that is the Jewish faith was being eroded by Christ's preaching.
Money, I like Krishna.
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar.